Hi, fifth graders. We are going to continue adding unlike fractions today. And today we are going to get sums of fractions that are improper fractions, and we are going to practice turning those improper fractions into mixed numbers. So we did this last week. Now we're putting it together with our adding unlike fractions. Monday we added unlike fractions. Tuesday we added unlike fractions and simplified. Today we're adding unlike fractions and turning them into mixed numbers. So I'm going to do one example with you here, and then you can do it on your own. So just like Monday and Tuesday, we're going to notice these are unlike fractions. The denominators are not the same. So the first thing we need to do is find our least common denominator. We're going to count by 7s and 5s until we get to the smallest one they both have. So if I count by 7s, I would say 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. And if I count by 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. 35 is our LCD. It is our least common denominator. I use that number. It's going to be my new denominator, so I put it here right away. So I remember that is what I am trying to use to make my equivalent fractions. So when I look here, I think 7 times what gives me that 35? Well, I can see that right here. 7 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 got me to 35. Remember, whatever we do to the denominator, we have to do to the numerator. So I'm also multiplying 5 times 5, which is 25. What I see here is that 5/7 is equivalent to 25 35ths. They have the exact same value. We're doing the same thing with our 4/5. 5 times what gives me 35? Well, that's right here again. 5 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5 times 7 gives me 35. Whatever I do to the denominator, I have to do to the numerator. 4 times 7 is 28. So again, I have an equivalent fraction here. And now I am going to add my fractions because they are like fractions now. Remember that the denominator stays the same. And then we add the numerators. I'm going to have to regroup here. 5 plus 8 is 13. And then I would carry a 1 up here. So it would be 2 plus 2 plus 1, which is 5. So this is 53. If you need to show that on your notebook or whiteboard, that's what you should be doing. Once I get here, I notice my numerator is larger than my denominator. 53 is greater than 35, so this is an improper fraction. I have more than one whole here. So I am going to turn it into a mixed number by dividing, just like we did last week. So I'm going to do 53 divided by 35. 53 divided by 35. I know that I'm only going to fit 135 into 53 because 30 plus 30 is 60, and that's already too big. So I'm going to put a 1. 35 times 1 is 35, and now I'm going to subtract. Again, here I would need to regroup. So if you want to show your work on your slides, you can. I'm going to cross off my 5. And then I'll just make a tiny little text box to make, well, I won't make a text box. I'll know that's 4 in my head. And I'll make this a 13 with my little scribble tool. 13 minus 5 is 8, and 4 minus 3 is 1. So I would get 18 as my remainder. You should do that on your whiteboard. Or notebook. Actually, it'll be easier than trying to draw the lines on here with the scribble tool. But once I have this, I can then write my mixed number. Remember that I made one whole group of 35, so 1 is my whole number. And then I had 18 extra pieces out of my denominator, which stays the same, 35. So this is what you're going to do. All of your problems today are going to be improper fractions that you need to turn into mixed numbers. So you're going to do 1, 2, 3 problems just like that, And then you have another story problem. So make sure that you are following all the directions up here. You are doing your work on your whiteboard and then clicking here, insert image and camera, to take a picture, put it right here, and answering the question in a full sentence. And then when you are done, rate yourself and submit your slides on Schoology.